fearlessly banned. And so we'll just have to see what the change is going to be.
Also, the draft read from Hanjin Brion is also fearlessly banned, so that's probably a good thing as well.
Yeah, a very good point. So, Karma going to be taken away once again, even though they are first pick. Not wanting to first pick that one away, as there is the Rumble that just always has to be removed. Pantheon is the next big ticket one, but the Rise is going to be banned away first.
Again, from BDD, smart move.
Yeah, they did ban the Azir.
The Azir banned against him. Let's see what they do this time, as Pantheon, I think you still ban it.
Yeah, you have
to. Don't overthink this one, KT Rolster. You've got a pretty nice record right now.
And I think Pantheon is just such a good first pick because it works with so many different things. The champion is just very strong, so they are just going to remove it once again.
It's kind of similar to the Annie, except I think it does even more things because it's a global.
Yep. This is exactly the same bans from Bro this time around.
Yeah.
It'll be Orianna that needs to be banned away here from KT to have a run back.
I think they will likely ban it since they banned it last time, unless they want to ban Varus instead. They could pick away the Nocturne and then play a Nocturne Lulu comp if they want to like give Orianna and then go, you know, Nocturne Lulu on the other side by banning the Varus. So let's see if they want to do this. This is kind of how they dismantled T1 earlier on. So the Orianna goes over. Will they grab Nocturne Lulu and once again just execute on pressing R together?
I imagine the Nocturne is going to come in. I think denying that one away is a really smart idea. But whether the Lulu is going to be picked this early is an interesting one.
It's a question you have to ask, you know, like, do they have an answer to it if you do? Because they'll potentially take it themselves if you don't grab it here. It looks like they're just going to go Yunara, Nocturne, and maybe see what else they can get. I mean, they could just go for the Lulu here, but then that gives Gideon Nocturne, so I think they can't do that. So I'm surprised that Yunara is the one they opt for out of all of them.
Yeah, intriguing. But let's see where they're going to head next, as I imagine Yunara Nocturne is probably going to be the lock-in here.
I mean, there are ways to beat Nocturne. It's not that you can't ever let Orianna Nocturne go over, but most people don't.
Oh, it's Vi instead. Okay. Well, so not going to be playing the Nocturne themselves. They'll give that over to Hanjin Brion if they would like it.
A lot more early impact than the Nocturne will have with this Vi pick.
And Caitlyn going to be taken as the answer. Caitlyn Nico, pretty powerful lane.
I think it's got to be a Lulu, though. And, like, even though it's not Nocturne Lulu, which KT are great at, it's Vi Lulu and also Yunara Lulu into your Caitlyn lane, which is very playable. Look, Everett's face is like, I can't believe they let this happen.
Yeah, this is kind of mind-blowing.
He's like rolling his eyes at it. He's like, you know, I don't know.
Yep, PDD just going to press that lock-in button, so it's going to be a lot of power. But still, the solo lanes are up for debate here for KT.
The Nocturne was insta-banned.
Yeah.
They were like, wow, I guess they really didn't take the alley-oop we gave them there.
And it's kind of crazy that they didn't.
I think that it's in part due to the fact that they knew they'd be playing Nocturne into a Yunara lane, which can have a lot of power, and the Vi that's going to be stronger early. So your bottom side is kind of sacrificed if you go for Nocturne. They could have still done it, right, with this Caitlyn Lulu, but you couldn't, or sorry, Caitlyn Miko, but you couldn't get all of them, right? You could only get 2 of the 3.
Yep.
And a Akali ban is really interesting here.
Yeah, just protecting the Orianna pick as much as they can, I guess. Try and give Loki the best time in lane. Understandably so. I imagine Gideon probably going to be banned once again, and there is the Nefiri taken away. I kind of miss Gideon's Poppy.
Yeah.
He was so good at that champion, and maybe that could be something that they could look towards.
It's honestly a good shout. Like, it's really very strong in this meta still, even though it's a little bit off on the fringes of it. You know, alongside like the Trundles and the Mundos of this meta. Syndra's going to get banned again. I think this makes sense into the Orianna, and it would have made sense last game with the Annie.
But Ahri.
Shh, it's fine.
Isn't BDD just going to play it?
He's like, no, I'm playing Xerath or Echo.
I thought Echo or Xerath probably... Why did I forget that he was going to play Echo or Xerath? I'm so stupid.
Vex, also really good here.
That's a fun one. But it's just going to be Ahri, man. Like, it was always going to be Ahri. So there it is, locked in, and it should have... Like, was he really going to play Syndra? I guess maybe.
I don't even know. Like, I'm more afraid of Ahri myself personally, but I think it's a miserable time either way. Of the 3, I would have most liked to play against Akali. And even that's a problem because BDD is really good at that pick. And even though they didn't go for the Nocturne, they still went for a weak pre-6 Wukong here.
Yeah.
Great for late game team fights, but in the early game, you have the same problems.
And also, now you have to blind pick a top laner, and Perfect and Casting have been like scrimming, like sharing scrims for like the last 3 years or something like that, being on the same team. And so they know exactly what each other are going to play. Nara into Renekton isn't necessarily something you need in-depth knowledge of your opponent for, but once again, Perfect is going to get counterpicked towards that top side. So it is another case of KT having...
They got the draft.
It's a pretty beautiful draft, I'm not going to lie. Oftentimes I see the Vi Ahri and I'm like, oh, it's overrated, but we saw what BDD did on this champion last time out, and I'm sold.
First pick, Orianna. They don't take the free Nocturne. And this draft here for Bro is... It has a lot of mid-game power. I'll give it that. Until Caitlyn hits the trough, and then you're going to have a problem. Now, the
problem is Orianna hits a trough as well.
Yeah, the other side has really strong mid-game, by the way. Also wins the bottom lane, has the stronger mid-jungle, 2v2, so wins the mid lane, and they had counterpick in the top lane. So, yeah. I am once again bored by KT.
Well, I think you scored is what's happened here. The drafting for KT, I think all season long has been absolutely fantastic.
Just like this drawing.
It is. I mean, I feel like KT fans, the fact that you get to lean into the Digimon vibes is very, very cool. So we do get a lot of fan signs that are awesome. Hunch and Breon, though, they're the bros. And so they give us value. They give us the full series, right? Right, guys?
Right?
All right, let's see whether they can. All right. Bro fans trying to beat the KT fan chant there. I don't think they quite managed to win, but I did hear the desperation, and that counts for a little bit more.
Desperation decibels.
So make sure this could be your last opportunity to get in your bro tax this week. And so we'd appreciate it if you were to put that in the chat.
It goes directly to supporting the players.
Yeah, remember, if you are, predicting with your channel points, if you predict bro and they win, that you get way more because it's very likely that KT are going to win this game, and a lot of people agree. So there's that too. So your channel points can go a long way to assisting the pros.
There you go. Atlas,
game number 2.
In a very roundabout way, explaining probability and odds.
Yeah, there we go. I don't really do very much of it myself, though, so don't really take my word for it.
I can't remember which game I threw all my channel points on, but I haven't done it since, and I think I've stacked up a lot of channel points as a result.
Ooh, that's fun. Well, I'd probably invest them into bro tax every day.
I should probably be doing that.
Or do like the true bro fan thing, which is to just pred bro every time. As Teddy is going to be Glitterlanced. And it looks like KT are actually having a pretty good time in this lane for now.
Yeah, they didn't even necessarily play that the most optimally, but Pix and Yunara Q, it's a hell of a lane. It's, you do the damage. The enemy team doesn't like it.
Yep.
Heals traded. Aiming's like, thanks for the shield effort. I'm not even going to get hurt by that Peacemaker.
Yeah, and Namgung also kind of throwing these blooming bursts to Narnia as well, which is unfortunate. Now, aiming with a bit of spare time, realizes that Namgung's health bar is a little bit better than he otherwise would have thought, but still, these Glitter Lances just keep hitting. And you can see he's been throwing a lot of them. That blue stuff is certainly very, very low. Slurkle going to connect on to Namgung.
Looks really exciting when he looks that low. It's like, oh, man.
Yeah. And all right, so Effort looking a little worse for wear, but they still have full control of this wave.
There's barrier here for aiming. He just has so much more damage output than Teddy. Teddy's too low. Cuz is going to come over here, and I've seen this movie before, although actually it's the alternate version where he just gets the Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, he's just going to be looking to take that one down. Gideon is following, but he's spotted as the Scuttle Vision does come up.
All right, did we learn, bro, about scrapping in the river early when your comp isn't the better skirmishing comp early? Looks like they did learn.
Yeah.
Wow.
His aiming is taking a little bit of damage here, but Effort does have some shields with his Whimsy up and available. And so CS margins, Teddy doing just fine, but you probably want to be feeling a bit better in this lane as Nara is on a huge winning streak, as we've seen, largely off the back of phenomenal team fighting. We saw that from Rich yesterday, as BDD finds the charm onto the correct Wukong, and we'll be able to get the cannon as well. But look at this. 7 wins in a row for the Orianna as Cuz is going to discover her and Gideon here, and just going to punch Gideon back towards BDD. And gets the flash out as a result.
Casting went for that aggressive play topside, but now the wave is going to be put in a pretty unfortunate spot. And actually, it looks like he's not going to have his back stopped, but that could have been even worse than a TP to that river ward. Get straight back to where he was. Yep. Picked up a cull and boots, as he knows this matchup is not going to be one where, like, he put the pressure on early, and that's probably the end of the pressure he's going to be putting on in this lane.
Should you get extra stacks because your Q is called Cull the Meek, and you've got a Cull? Like, it feels like a signature item.
I'm trying to rationalize how that would make sense. Like, I mean, should it make sense? If you get it with the Cull of the Meek, like the last hits,
yeah, then you get double stacks.
Then you double the stacks. Yeah, that seems fair enough. Sure.
I think we should message David Turley about it.
I like the Atlas kind of fairy tale ideas about these small interactions. We had one last game as well.
We used to have it, like where light-based abilities did less damage to champions with sunglasses.
True.
Like that happened. Ninjas had 1 less health if you're on the same team.
God
as another
knows,
ninja,
back then, Leona. She was. She needed a nerf.
Yeah. All right. We did have Cuz looking for an opportunity here, but BDD just clears out the wave. Looks like Loki is going to be okay for the moment, as this is what this lane's supposed to do.
Yeah!
Taking the plates.
Plate it up.
And
make the silver platter.
Yeah, and they're also, up in CS, looking kind of okay. Effort, taking a lot of damage in this lane that we didn't quite see.
How can we, not only just me and you, even just Valdez, Degon, how can we curse KT in order to get Bro the win?
Just say that we're really excited about being here today. And we're excited for how good KT definitely are, and that we're proud of all of their consistency so far.
It's hard to sell that I'm excited to be here as a curse, because I'm legitimately excited to be at Lowell Park every day.
But you also opened this series with your board of KT.
Yeah, that's true. I am kind of like, they're making it very boring. I would like them to lose and give me a series and have the drama. And it's like, oh man, is Bro like, are they the same as Gen G? Like that seems. Or if they beat KT, are they better than Gen G? Like give me the drama. Don't give me the. Okay, Lulu gets back control of the lane. We grab early dragon. It's Vi Ari. They didn't get any kills early.
Hey,
they're down 200 gold.
Renekton is winning lane against Na.
And has, what, 27 extra gold from the Cull?
Yeah, there you go. He's going to cash that in as well. And he's getting extra stacks from his Q in the future.
Yes.
Haha. All right, Gideon going to discover this blue buff as well, as BDD moving over. Might find himself in a little bit of trouble, though. There is a Cyclone at the ready, as BDD is just going to get engaged on. Does flash to get himself out of the way, as now Cuz is in a bit of trouble as well. Gideon taking a lot, though, as the Orbit Deception did come on through, as Loki looking for the angle, and Cuz just going to short Vault Breaker that one out of the way. True damage comes through from BDD.
Are we sure BDD is not a robot? Hold on. I need to watch that clip again.
Well, I'm just going to turn around. I mean, I'm watching him right now.
It looks like flesh and blood, but it could be like a Ghost in the Shell type situation, where he's maybe a cyborg.
Yeah, it could be a bit of that.
Did you see, like, when he saw the Q come out from Loki, he's like, nah, I'll just stand here. That's fine. You can't get me.
I'm pretty sure he's a person.
Yeah, I know. It seems like it. I've seen him cry. He's got emotions. I don't think that's just a program.
No. I did spend a lot of time not watching the game and just watching BDD's perspective, as now Casting is taking way too much damage underneath this turret. Does have the dominance, though, as Wallop connects, and Cuz is, of course, right here. Cease and desist going to come on through. The flash is still there from Casting, who does manage to get the stun down, but he's just dead. Doesn't even invest his flash.
At least he didn't. That would have been even worse if he died while trying to make that play happen with flash.
That's first blood actually going over to Perfect as well, as the charm is going to connect.
Still not sure if
robot. Yeah, the robot allegations are difficult to get rid of here for BDD.
He's having a day. He's having a tournament.
I mean, he's having
a career. Like, let's be
Maybe
real.
it's the year of BDD after all.
He was player of the year last year already, though.
Hey, it's a really good point. I'm not entirely sure how we can have all of the years be the year of BDD, but maybe that should be how it's supposed to work. It's all right. Looking for an angle towards Loki here, but Loki is just out of range. And so let's have a look at this one more time. Casting, unfortunately, took a few too many turret shots there, smacked back underneath the turret, and perfect layering so much free damage.
Yeah, he does not have a jungler here either, and he plays this well, and he gets another empowered ability here. I think he actually just uses the W, yeah. So that doesn't really help him get heal back. If he gets a Q there, he heals one more time, but it doesn't matter. He is just, unfortunately, unable to do anything there. It was just a good outplay there from Perfect, who transforms at the right time. Speaking of transforming.
Yeah, also going to get that hop damage as well, as the wallop is going to be sliced away from. But this is the problem. Like, now, even though Casting did have a decent time in the early stages, it's all for naught. As Cuz was there to help back him up. Obviously, Perfect did a lot of that work earlier on. And, oh dear. Doubling down on this winning situation, perhaps.
He doesn't have flash, but he's just going to play towards where he has vision, where he knows his jungler is, and he's not going to walk towards the dark part of the map where Gideon was there with flash and Cyclone.
Yeah, Perfect also with a good read of where that slice was going to go. Nailed the boomerang.
Bro got 3 grubs, so we're already looking like a better start here. No perfect game.
Oh, Gideon grubs.
Yeah.
That feels good. Casting got most of those minions as well. Oh my goodness.
The cameramen, right? The observers.
Yeah.
I'm going to call them cameramen. That's like a weird thing I just did. I don't know why that happened. But the ones controlling the camera, who are in fact called observers in esports.
I know Kisan is here today, so it might have been him.
Yeah.
No, he mainly does replays and things like that, though, so maybe it's not him.
I don't think it's him, but
it's probably just Jonas Drum.
I think they have a tough job to try to make it look, like Bro have a chance. And they keep showing the lanes where it looks like, it's, it's not fair. Like, are we really going to watch Perfect continue to bully Casting? Go back to the mid lane. Oh, Loki had to go back and didn't have TP. How about that bottom lane?
Yeah, they're
Kraken Slayer's online.
Searching for the options. Teddy does have some cool scoped weaponry, and that is thematically pretty correct for Caitlyn the Sniper. So that's kind of cool, but I just, I don't know. They're going to need to wait until pretty late in the game, unfortunately, because right now, laning phase for Caitlyn, certainly fantastic. On one item, you don't feel great. It kind of depends on what your second item is, but it looks like Teddy's going for attack speed next. Instead of locking in an Infinity Edge second item or something like that. Means that you shoot very slowly, but each shot does do a whole bunch of work.
He's got a decent lead. Perfect he's got his mega set, so good try Casting.
Yeah.
You got counterpicked. You went for the blind Renekton with Nara, and this is where we are.
Yeah.
These were once rivals for that KT Challenger spot. Perfect kept it, and the rest is history.
Wasn't he there last year as well? Weren't they trading places sometimes? But it was mostly Perfect?
Well, Perfect was on just normal KT last year.
That's what I mean, but I think Casting was there too.
Yeah, at the very beginning of the year, you're right. He did play during like the Poduk swaps and all that stuff.
Yep. When KT had a very similar roster, but did not look like this, which is still kind of blowing my mind as Scuttlecrab going to go over to Cuz.
I'm still in the bewildered phase of they went to World Finals.
Yeah, no, I still keep forgetting. And then you say, oh, the defending world finalists. And I'm like, what? All right, cease and desist going to come on through there. Cyclone is going to be the response. Shockwave is decent as Namguk finds 3 with the Pop Blossom, but they've already taken down Gideon, and Loki is trying to deal with aiming, and it's a double for BDD. Because of course it is.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to investigate about what's going on.
Yeah, I'm going to look back again. Hang on, this is like a big moment. I can see the player cam as well. Like, it's constantly on here in LoL Park if you are in the audience.
Look at Perfect. He's chewing gum. Robots don't chew gum, right?
Yeah, but like BDD, I think is chewing gum as well, man.
So this is just...
Oh, something's happening in live. Teddy is just going to get flashed.
No, it's not. It's not. Nothing happened. It's still a close game.
Did you say still a close game? It's definitely not still a close game.
It's still a close game. Nothing has happened. It's still 0-0. Teddy still has a gold lead, right?
It was never a close
Teddy had a gold lead. He had a gold lead still, right? It's a bug where it says 246 in the blue color option. It should be the red color.
Yeah, this feels like KT are playing an RPG they should have upped the difficulty on. At this point in time.
Yeah, it's get me out. KT's like, get me out of the tutorial.
I built my thorn mail. I'm ready to go. Oh dear.
God. It's just it. Okay, look, he has his Q ready. Ult's out. Did this even warrant a first-person view?
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, hang on a second. He sort of just walked at Teddy, and Teddy died.
No, sick mechanics! Out crazy outplay! What was Teddy supposed to do against such
aiming? What was that? We needed Doa here. He would have yelled about it.
Yeah, Doa would have known what to do. Doa was always the humor guy.
Honestly,
situation.
Honestly, if we could get Eric over here, he might. Like, this is one of his types of games. As Loki is going to land the ultimate onto Effort, and Effort's going to take a bit of punishment.
All right, let's
Loki's
just move
dead.
the goalposts, okay? We had the perfect game denial, like goalposts in game 1.
Yeah.
Pro, successful. So basically, they're 1-0 in this series by marks. Like, mission accomplished. Here. Already denied that, but we'll move it. Just get a kill. Weren't able to do that one in game 1. Just kill one KT champion of the series.
Yeah. Let's be able to define the KDA of KT.
Yes.
At the end of this series.
Because as you can see here, Loki is alone. He does not have friends. KT are everywhere. And like, you could blame Loki here. It's just, he's almost got Effort, but Effort didn't have turret aggro.
Yeah, the enemy bottom lane coming from behind your turret just really does tell you a story about how this game is going for Hunj and Brion.
It just feels like a crime is being committed.
Yeah.
Before our eyes in this game.
Yeah, I don't really know what to like charge them with. You know, I know they should go to jail, but I don't know how to keep them there. It's okay.
Wait!
Oh, ace in the hole!
That wasn't even
never going to do enough damage.
He like just pressed his refillables afterwards so he can get his health back in the fountain faster.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Bro gonna get a Herald.
Ooh, or are they?
Maybe,
yes,
maybe they could bait KT into a fight that's not optimal. Like, you know, BDD goes in 1v4 and doesn't carry.
There's a lot of pings onto BDD right now. They're possibly looking for a bit of an angle towards him as the rest of the bros are going down. There are so many decoys in this game on the bro side. Is because, really, come on.
Okay, possibly not Robot.
Cuz has escaped the allegations. That's
not
the
sure
way to do
about everyone
it.
else, like especially BDD, but
yeah. Finally, a human maneuver.
Or maybe the robots are learning, and, and now they're like, oh, we got to trick the casters. they're catching on to us.
Yeah, it could be something like that. All right, well, Teddy just going to clear out this wave, and okay, so here's the bropium for you.
Please.
All right.
Please go.
They just okay. Look at the gold lead for KT, 2.3K. Nothing to worry about right now.
2.4, but yeah, you're very close.
Yeah, I mean, it's ticking around.
It went back down, yeah.
Okay. It's 16 and a half minutes. Well, 16 and almost 16 and a half minutes.
There you go.
And that's not end of the world money right there. So we've got a.
Oh my God! Hold on, break it. Is he a robot?
Yeah, we get to.
He said, "I tricked me."
He did trick him.
The way he said that, and the way he obviously had vision of the real one before he did it, that was robot-like behavior.
Not the real one. He had vision of the other one, Wolf. The other one is what he had vision of. Okay.
It looked pretty obvious to me, but
yeah,
I'm not a robot, so.
Are you saying that the robots are dumber than the humans?
No, I think he knows. He's trying to convince us he's not a robot.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it tricked me.
And then he literally said like, fooled me. Right after we said that we're pretty sure that BDD at least is a robot.
All right. So now we just need to make sure that the space gets an interview with Cuz and like pinches his arm.
No, actually, don't even do that. That's not enough because, like I said, it could be like a bodysuit like Ghost in the Shell. Oh, can they get a kill? Nah, he's too clever for that. He's a robot. Like what they need to do is actually like try to inject him with code and see how his body reacts. Or just like try to divide, like hold a calculator up and ask him to divide by 0 and see what he does.
It all sounds way too complicated. I don't know. Well, maybe D-Gun shouldn't do that. I feel like that's rude. I don't know how that even is the thing. Okay, they do get another charge. This is pretty cute. As Slurkle slows down Gideon. And Perfect going to hit Mega at exactly the right time. Does not require it at all. And that is another kill going over to aiming 2-0 and 2 for the Inara.
Ooh, that looked like maybe a kill for Bro. Like, I thought,
yeah,
you know, Perfect might just not realize it. They didn't have full vision.
Well, this might be another kill for KT.
Bro, they don't have any way to save casting here. Loki has TP, but there's nothing to TP to.
Well, there's cease and desist to come through. Cuz knows that that's the real Renekton.
Yes, it's not a decoy.
Yep.
Amy's going to get a full turret, even though Loki didn't TP to try to help out, so...
Someone in chat, by the way, says, do these guys ever talk about the game?
Not when we're
If you can find the game for us to talk about, we would absolutely love to.
I think we've been talking about the game in the context of reality, or at least what we perceive to be reality. And we're
getting existential, okay?
So I mean, at this point, like the only question is whether or not these players are actually real human beings playing the game, or robots, or some sort of other like alien body that's happening here. Because I did watch this team play in LCK Cup, right? And even though I've seen it happen, you could not convince me, like you couldn't convince me before LCK started that effort would show up and this team would be
Yeah, this is a timeline that I did not expect to be on.
And I just don't even know if I still really trust it. Like I'm just trying to come to terms with it because I'm not excited, right? I'm just confused and also worried about whether I'm being duped. If this is like, they turned the LCK to a reality TV show just to trick me, well, and like the whole thing is like, oh, actually it was, you know, they were robots the whole time, this is AI, it's like an Elon Musk experiment, like, we got you, Wolf.
Oh, no.
Like, or is this really happening?
Well, I mean, for right now, it's really happening. The thing is, if we go back to 2023, right, the last time that KT had a lot of faith behind them, they really did charge it up until they could maximize the disappointment.
They got first place in regular season and got all 5 of their players into All-Pro, which upset a lot of people. They then unceremoniously made all the wrong decisions in playoffs and did not even make the finals.
Yes, they did do that. That was we selected T1, and that ruined them for 3 years. It's kind of how it worked out. So finally they've recovered, and they're looking great. And I think this year they're not going to select T1 if they have the opportunity to do so. They also have Soul Point in this game, if we're going to go back to talking about it just momentarily, but I don't think we really need to.
The game is right now for Bro hiding from KT, and hoping they do not kill you. So the dragon is not really on the cards.
We've got 2 different games happening at the moment.
Like, maybe we should move the goalpost to Bro are able to get halfway across the map at some point for the rest of this game.
Well, yeah. Casting got halfway across the lane, and he didn't really want to, as here's a Pop Blossom from Namgung to try and hold them in position. Wait. It could be a kill. It's going to be the first kill as Cuz goes down. Can they even find more shockwaves flashed out of the way of? As KT can bleed, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
There it is.
2-0. They accomplished the
leave your goalposts right where they were, Wolf.
All right. Whew.
All right,
man, he ulted a clone and died. He's doing KT dirty here.
Yeah, he's not going to get my POM, tell you that much.
Who is going to get POM, though?
It's B2D.
That's a good point.
Probably.
Yeah, no, I wanted to entertain the thought for a minute, you know, because Ashe Seraphine, but
I think it's just
BDD. You got the triple on the Mel is what it is.
Yep.
So this is all just an elaborate sacrifice from casting here. Look at this, the re-engage back through. Cuz is under turret.
Cuz like, he sees 2 extra people. He's like, well, I guess I'm still pressing R. All right. A little bit overly optimistic there for KT.
It's only a 3,000 gold lead.
Yeah.
As Chronica would often say.
And honestly,
ooh, dodge the charm?
It could be a larger gold lead.
It could be.
Do we go back to the Bropium?
There's no bounties, which is bad for Bro, but...
but it's also the item for Bro. They're not far enough behind.
Bottom lane item value? Very much in a good place.
Yeah, and also if Perfect is in a side lane, then he's most of their gold lead.
Also, Borden mail for the Nico. So, like, that's...
He's going to take a bit less damage.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice that he's made. He's durable.
Yeah.
He's ready to carry a team fight.
Going to be crit less.
Got his flash. Crit less, as you say.
I mean, I'm back. I'm with that guy in chat that said that we should talk about the game more. I'm ready to talk about the game.
All right, let's do it. It looks like almost
Dragon setup time?
Game could be on. Game could be on. Look, here's a TP from Perfect. We have a fight here. This is sole for KT if they win this.
Yeah, and Scuttle Vision for the Bros.
Has TP. Doesn't have a great TP location. We're going to have to push this wave.
Oh, Perfect can't walk up. He can walk over the trap. All right, Namgung was thinking about trying to find an angle here. He's not a Renekton. He is a Nico. Teleport in from the real Renekton, as Effort is going to be forced to take the ace and the hole damage. Aiming, keeping himself healthy where he can. Casting has a big old shield as KT are going to back away. The Dominus has come on through. Circle value there onto the Renekton is Perfect. Looking for an angle with that Mega Gnar up and available, but there are traps all over the place, and he's not small enough to walk over them anymore. Absolute genius here from the Bros, as Cuz is going to have it stolen away. Gideon denies the soul, and the Bros just walk it off.
They get out. They get out. They could not get the Gnar, and KT Rolster could not get Perfect in a position to actually get value of his Mega. The traps did insane work there.
I mean, I don't want to go crazy or anything, but
yeah,
I think the tempo vibes have just swung a little.
They may very well have.
I think we may have reached the apex of the pendulum.
That they're robots because the tempo vibes just don't apply.
Oh,
they can't have vibes if they're like. Does a robot ever have a vibe?
I think so. I think once they you update the firmware to the most recent one, I think they developed vibes quite recently.
Oh, okay. I guess so. I mean, there's been a lot of AI lo-fi in my YouTube algorithm, so they're trying to vibe at least.
Oh, that's disgusting. You've never given it a click though, right?
No, I never.
Thank goodness.
Don't
do that.
I would never be fooled by such such internet created. I mean, isn't AI actually just the dregs of humanity all pushed into one?
I mean, I'm all about the dead internet theory. I think that there's just no one there at all. We're all just in our own little worlds, individuals.
This game has gotten quite scary, you know? It's I feel really small.
Dead internet, forced echo chamber type scenarios. Oh, goodness me. All right, well, Gideon is here and is looking for a KT that are attempting a Baron.
So Loki has his arm guard. There's a possible miracle angle here. Okay.
Cuz doesn't have a shield anymore.
He didn't need that. Ultimate's not the important one. The other four are the big ones, okay? The Dominus here for casting, right? Cyclone with Flash available here.
Did you say the Alt F4? Because, yes, that would be a very dangerous one.
The other four ultimates, but yes, also Alt F4 would be dangerous for Bro.
The other four, yes.
Or if KT Alt F4'd all of them at the same time, I think it would count as a loss.
That would be very good for Bro.
Probably fined as well. So we're not going to start Baron just.
What if they all did it accidentally at the same time?
That sounds very
And then they could prove it some...
That sounds like
oh no, they all did the same firmware update and it had the same bug. Oh no.
That sounds like an Order 66 type, someone from...
It's like if you walk over that one frog in the river, all of the robots automatically Alt F4.
That's when Smeb appears with a cape on and we find out that he's actually always been a robot and he controls all of the KT players who have always been robots forever.
Yeah, he's like Syndrome from The Incredibles or something like that.
When BDD was winning titles back on Longzhu, he was a robot back then as well. We didn't know. And Smeb was controlling him the whole time because he was
developed in a CJ Entus lab.
Oh my god!
Oh my god. We have figured it out.
They shut down CJ to cover it up.
Exactly. That's where OGN went. I can't believe we've solved this live on broadcast, Wolf. This is so huge.
Overwatch Apex was a distraction.
It was. And what a joyous distraction it was.
This whole game here for the last 5 minutes has been KT being like, you can't see Baron, but we're not going to do it though.
And they're going to continue to not do it.
You're going to keep wondering about whether we're doing Baron. And Bros is like, I don't know, I don't see Baron in the kill feed. I guess they didn't do it. Because they're also not pushing. BDD decided to push for a little bit. This game is kind of becoming, the longer it goes on, if Bro get another Dragon, we joke a lot, but maybe there's a real angle here. That arm guard's still unbroken for Loki. Casting is... I mean, he could stun the right target. The gaming doesn't have cleanse.
If we get to 6 items on everyone, Bro's comp is really good.
Yeah.
Cyclone, Shockwave, Namgung on this Nico to find Pop Blossom angles.
It's kind of crazy for KT as well if they get there, but if Bro get there first, that could be good somehow.
I'm going to stick with if they get there at all. I don't think they're getting there first.
Nico's got Frozen Heart.
Oh.
And a gold lead. And a dream. I'm good.
There you go.
I saw him play Pike the other day.
Lead on, bro.
The Pike game from him made me trust this guy's got something special that we didn't see before in LCK Cup.
Yep, and it's not a Mikhail's.
No.
Which I don't think he necessarily needs. It's like a straight charm or a polymorph or something like that. So
Slurkle.
yeah, then you're not really going to be Mikhailsing that one. So Loki going to get charmed. BDD hits those, and Loki was CC'd for way too long. Shockwave is going to connect onto Cuz, though. He has to flash out of the way. They trade the health bar of a mid laner for the health bar of a jungler, but it's Cuz that had to flash.
They put that ward there to make it seem like BDD.
Okay. Oh, BDD looks for the angle here, and Namgung taking way too much damage. The Hyperproc's going to help out, and BDD locks down the kill.
He's not beating the allegations.
No, he's certainly not. It's robotic. I almost said Robotnik for a second there. That's a different games company.
Yeah, Jim Carrey would have something to say about that.
He might.
Effort has
Speaking
flash.
of robots.
I don't think he can get out, or I don't think they can get him, rather. I think he can get out without using it. I don't think they can catch him, as Soul is on the cards here, and Aiming is doing it solo, off screen, off frame. This is a 3v4 setup here.
Yeah. I mean, solo with Cuz.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't see Cuz. I was like, where is Cuz?
Oh, casting. Wants to find anyone, but he just finds a control ward, so knows that he's been spotted. Sometimes you do the sad Dominus. The sad Dominus is a thing.
It gives you fury. It makes you mad as well.
Yeah, well, I understand why he is that is not a clone. Gideon able to flash out of the way of the charm there, and actually taxis towards Perfect, but he uses that as an opportunity to go in. Namgung finds two with the Pop Blossom, but he just dies. Perfect just not taking damage from Teddy. He sidesteps the wallet, though, beautifully, and does take down the Gnar. But KT, I think they are more interested in getting an ace and possibly just winning the game.
Pretty big wave in the mid lane. 40 seconds on Teddy, 30 on Loki. They do need those minions to get over here, but I think they will promptly end the game. Perfect does not have TP, but he's going to respawn after everyone on Bro. I think they can win it without him, although get down to 2 minions.
Oh, got to get the Baron. Got to get the Baron. I think that's a really, really good call.
This is like every solo queue game I've been in. Like, we wipe the team in their base, and then the team goes to Baron.
Yeah, you know, you take the Nexus turrets first, and you're like, wait a second, guys, got to do Baron.
The guy's like, ping, he's respawning in 37, we got to go to Baron. I'm like, I think we just auto the Nexus twice.
No, don't be silly. That's not in the programming.
Okay, so BDD has this ward here, you know, but it's not about that. It's just about the sick angle. He gets through the wall. Yep. Baron's going down in live. We don't need to watch that. It was written. BDD does not get the stop on the back here, but just kills Namgung instead because he decides that's the next best option.
Yep, point blank charm.
And then this fight, Casting is trying to keep Perfect from being relevant. He's like really trying. Perfect's like, nah, sorry, I'm just too big. And then Aiming is just like...
BDD, I didn't even see him up to the north absolutely obliterate Loki.
I mean, everyone is winning on all fronts in this fight for KT, so it's hard to capture everything, but...
Teddy had that nice little outplay on Perfect. But that's it. So 2 kills, as it turns out, are what Bro are able to collect thus far this series.
It's got to be cathartic for those KT fans who trusted them when they were almost relegated, never gave up hope when they bombed in 2023. You know, they had a chance to win the World Finals, but you never believed for even 1 second that it was going to happen. But you were really kind of going, well, maybe we'll somehow miraculously win it because I don't believe. And then you come into this season and LCK Cup went horribly, but we're hoping for your team to do well. Got to feel good that you're starting things off on the right foot here in 2026.
I mean, I still have 2018 on my mind, you know. Gideon looks for a bit of an angle here towards BDD, who presses all of those dashy buttons and gets himself out of the way. Still had to invest the ulti, but it's not exactly on a huge cooldown at this point in the game.
The Orianna wave clear is buying Bro a lot of space here. But it may be that the time is running out here. The clock, the hourglass is running thin on Sand.
Yeah, and there's also no Baron to go back and get for KT here, as they've got an army of siege minions as well. Traps are set up by Teddy, seeing whether he can really get the full moat around the base with Yordle snap traps, but I just don't know whether that is going to quite work here, as the minion wave is getting destroyed. And more cannons are making their way in. Oh, Loki is going to go golden. That's to avoid the charm there as Namgun gets the flash pop blossom onto 3. It's a decent angle, but he just explodes. The wallets are extraordinarily powerful as PDD also goes golden. It's a triple so far for aiming. He's looking for the quadra kill as Casting will be taken down for that one. PDD close to dead as now they have to pile in to the fountain to get aiming his pentakill, and they will not do it as perfect ruins the whole thing before the Nexus falls, and KT remain undefeated in the LCK.
Trying to stack some big cannon waves to win the game.
Oh, even Perfect is looking a bit bored, even when he does his like catchphrase face.
I do RE5 was there. There just wasn't anything going the way of Hanjin Brion here.
Nope. And they could have banned the Ari. And that's the thing that's kind of crazy, because BDD is just off the back of a phenomenal Ari performance in their last series this week. KT are just on an absolute tear, and I don't know how to think about it. I'm glad that you brought up the robot conversation, because I think that's better than trying to make just real sense of what's going on here.
It's been 9 years since the organization has started a season 4-0.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And that has now happened again. And that roster, right, with like bringing Deft and Pawn over from EDG at the time, that was a team that were looking extraordinarily dominant in the LPL.
Also stole top damage from aiming as well.
Oh my, just, maybe it was the last hit that got him the bit of extra damage as well. Oh my goodness. But beautifully done by Perfect.
You mentioned that roster, they went on, I think, a 6 or 7 game winning streak. KT look like that they may beat that record with the form they have right now on the schedule that they have, where they already beat T1 and Gen G. As I mean, who would have guessed?
Wow, he needed 1 extra kill in the second game. That's a bit of a shame. Then it could have been seen as a potential typo. There's something wrong with the programming.
He only has 200 palm points because Perfect's been popping off.
Yeah. And we don't have POG anymore, so that's like, that is 50% of the palms. Still pretty good at this point in time. But wow.